the Quran makes certain assertions about itself. It makes assertions like what we see in Surah 15, verse 9, where it says, "Indeed, it is we who sent down the Quran, and indeed, we will be its guardian from corruption." Surah Al-Hijrah. And you have certain members of the Islamic community, like Mazar Qazi, who say in their publications things like this. He says, quote, "Muslims and non-Muslims both agree that no change has ever occurred in the text of the Quran. The above prophecy for the eternal preservation and purity of the Quran came true not only for the text of the Quran, but also for the most minute details of its punctuation marks as well. It is a miracle of the Quran that no change has occurred in a single word, a single letter of the alphabet, a single punctuation mark, or a single diacritical mark in the text of the Quran during the last 14th centuries." Now, is that true? Well, that's a common assertion by many Islamic apologists, many Islamic clerics, even a handful of Islamic scholars. But the fact is, when we weigh the evidence, when we look at these things, it's not that simple. In fact, we can look at the manuscripts themselves. There are manuscripts that have been discovered. For example, the Sa'ana palimpsest. A palimpsest is the name of a manuscript that has been copied, and then it's been washed clean and something else has been written on top. Because of the technology we have, specifically with infrared, we can look at the text underneath, the text that used to exist. And so we can look at manuscripts like the Sa'ana palimpsest, and we can see that there's writing underneath that does not match the writing on top. There's been correction made, and not just correction in diacritical marks, but correction in the text as a whole. And then there are older manuscripts like the discovery in 2015 at Birmingham University that's now referred to as the Birmingham Quran. We can look at these and see that there are textual variations, as there are in any ancient text. This shouldn't be surprising. And the fact is, even in modern Qurans, there are differences. There are different versions of the Quran in the Arabic. There's the Hafs Quran, which 97% of Muslims, that's what they're reading around the world. And then you have the Warsh Quran, which 3%, mainly in North Africa, are reading the Warsh printing. And specifically, the Hafs Quran, the Arabic Quran that the majority of Muslims are reading today, is a 1924 Egyptian printing of the Hafs Quran.